So, so check it. I'm driving over the bridge, right? It was already raining. It's still raining. It's lightning. I'm talking about crashing. For some reason, over the bridge, that's when it rains the hardest, right? So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna throw these hazard lights on. Don't get me wrong, I threw I said a scripture too, but I wasn't fearful. It was more so the fact that I already knew what it was. And some memories started to record it, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait till I get home. I hope it's still lightning and raining by the time I get home so they can know how for real I am about this. I have done this before where it rained so bad and it was lightning so bad. And I walked outside barefooted and through the grass, walked on the metal ramp, record myself. It was on Facebook. I tried to find it in my phone, but somehow people got together to, delete that part of the initiation for me hazing so that I will experience again. Okay, so it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't fear anything. The only thing I was more so concerned about was, I was like, man, it's more so of my son's safety and stuff like that, because I was like, I'd rather do this at the crib where I know my son is safe so that if I'm going to go through this form of what you consider hazing, I would put on a show. You feel me? Because honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I would rather lay in the middle of my yard, okay, bra and shorts, because I ain't going to expose myself too much, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Than to sleep my way up to the top. Because I feel like this. If I sleep with you, it's because I really was feeling you. You know what I'm saying? It's not that type of thing with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a codependent person. I'm not going to call on people, just so they can just deliver that D. Or try to make me feel bad about the decisions I make as a woman, okay? Grown women do not go depend on someone else's decision. They make their own decision. That is an empress, okay? Now, and another thing I do not do, I'm not going to subject myself into believing that there's only one way to become a person who's, in their power. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. And I meant that, I know when someone is trying to run game. I know when somebody's trying to get me to miss them. I already know when someone is trying to get me to feel some type of way. Just be straight up, and what's the worst answer you ever going to receive? No. And what is no going to do? Absolutely nothing. It's just going to give you clarification about your answer on what you asking for. You know what I'm saying? People who are afraid of no, they have to go through what they call an ego death. Okay, you're gonna hear no 1,000,001 times before you leave this earth. You got to understand that, okay? And it's just, and let me tell you something. A person can wish death on someone, but a person who understands life, understand that dying is a part of life. Now, I know that's a little bit too heavy for some people to understand that, because that's a topic for another day. But it's just, come on now. Y'all got to be realistic. You got to be mature when it comes down to life, okay? And I'm not talking to the people who, who's learning this. I'm talking to the people who do this to innocent people or consider themselves trying to control the situation. Let me tell you something, guys. And I'm just, to the ones who do that type of stuff, man, let me tell you something, okay? You cannot get what you want that way. You cannot get, you have to build some level of security within yourself. Love is in self. Security is within self. Confidence is within self. Okay? All of that you look for in someone else is really within yourself. You can't find that nowhere else. Because what happens when they leave? You're so codependent on someone else and what they're trying to do. When they leave, what you have left, you back to where you started. And I'm talking to, people who feel me on this. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some folks get so mad. And he was like, I can't believe she said that. Oh, why did she say that? Man, look. Okay. I said this before in text, and I'm going to say it again. This page is for entertainment and learning purposes only. Okay? If you are offended by some of the things that I am saying, no comment. But it's more so the fact that I go with the energy, man. I'm not making this stuff up. This type of stuff happens to people all the time. And I done developed such a tough skin to the point where now it's like, okay, here we go. Somebody mad. And cause think about it. When I say it wasn't, some people ain't gonna believe me, but but I know how things go. It was like, as soon as I had to cross the bridge just to get back across the bridge because I had made the wrong turn. So it was like, as soon as I got on the bridge, it started raining so hard you couldn't even see past the headlights. And then when I got off the bridge to turn around, the rain slacked up. But as soon as I got back on the bridge, it did it again. So I said, oh, okay, I see what's going on. Man, like, one of those situations like, oh, you trying to get you slipping? I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's supposed to make me freak out. Look at y'all. Look, I'm not making this up when I say I have been stabbed 9 times. I'm not making this up when I say I have been shot at. I am not making this stuff up. Okay? I'm not making up the fact that I have drove through a tropical storm trying to get rent money. I'm not making this up. At this point, they just upset. Okay? This is not a test. They're upset. Okay? Highly. So it's like they're like, nah, but see, you said, because you said you start shit. No, I'm being honest. And people can't handle that. And that's a little bit too hard. That's too hard or too heavy for the heart. Hey. All right. What can I do about that? Like I said, like if there was, I'm gonna just say this, okay? Because I'm not trying to be emotionless to the situation or anything like that. Because I want y'all to really understand where I'm coming from with this, right? It's not that I don't care or anything like that. A lot of times, y'all, it just come natural for me to say stuff. So it's like I have been in so many fights that wasn't even my situation, to the point where I'm like, man, I'm just gonna be honest so I can stay out of fights. And so the more honest I became, the more triggering it became to other people, because I didn't realize that I was reading them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand that was going on. At that time, I just thought I was just being myself, and I didn't understand why people didn't, because I always had a sweetheart. It's just I didn't understand, like, why. Okay, if I lie, then they're gonna call me fake. But if I'm real, they ain't gonna like me. So it's like, it's just one of them situations where it's a lose-lose situation, and you just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be real and just stay to myself, so nobody will think that it's targeting to them. But you know how it go. It's like, it's literally two. I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's like literally two. I've been feeling this for some time now, but it's literally two masculines. I'm sensing, and the way they're going about it is all wrong, and it's just like it's like, just stop, because that's, you gotta first, let me tell you, the fella, something. You gotta first understand a woman's love language. You can't always do it your way, because sometimes it comes off as arrogant to a woman. You have to come off honest, straight up, with integrity, okay? So that a woman knows that she can be secure with you. It's not that she's just feeling herself. It's not that at all. You're just going about it wrong, okay? So it's not that a person is playing games with you. She's not playing games with you. That's what she's trying to tell you. I'm not playing games with you. You have to understand that she's not playing games with you. It's a way. It's about how you go about it. Because let me tell you something. You mess yourself up trying to be sneaky, trying to block opportunities, or block her life, or be on some, if I can't have her, nobody else can have her. You block yourself, because all you're doing to a woman that knows herself and loves herself, all you're doing is making her know in advance, oh, I can't deal with you because you come with too much. You come with too many obstacles. If I get with you, you're going to do the same thing if I get with you. You gotta look at yourself as a form of, what's the word? As a form of a representative to your own recommendation. How are you representing yourself for a woman to even consider you? If you are representing yourself in a toxic way, guess what? You're basically saying, I don't recommend me. You are the representative to your own recommendation when you are approaching a woman. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up and down. I'm going to keep it real with you. The only thing I fear at this point is taking this hair down. Okay? Because there's a lot of new growth going on. And I'm just like, damn. Okay? But other than that, man, look. Folks have done the worst. I'm talking about before, during, after. Folks have done the worst. But see, this is what they don't understand. And I keep trying to stress this, but I think it's a mental illness at this point. Okay? When you are constantly doing the same thing, what do you expect them to do? Oh, I know what to do this time. I'm just going to bust this left because I know they're going to go right. I know what you're going to do before you do it. Some people are so predictable to the point where it's like, man, you got to be not there to not know what they're going to do next. You got to be already there. So it don't make me feel no type of way. It don't make me sad no more. It's just like, okay, here we go. Damn. I'm talking about, like, to the point where, like, it's like, damn. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, they're going to try to block another opportunity. Every time I talk, it's the same two. Every time, and possibly three. Every single time I try to do something, it's the same two. It's the same two, or possibly three, doing the same thing. Okay? Doing the same thing, y'all. And it's like, man, y'all gotta get yourself together, man. For real. It's not even, at this point, man, it's childish. And for you, and it's not you, but it's for people who do stuff like that and constantly be like, oh, well, they're crazy. Well, you're right behind them. Because you wake up every morning, the first thing you hit when you get on your phone is to see what you can do next to one person that you want, but you going about it so childish, and it makes people like that, it makes them look so unattractive. That's where your insecurity is coming from. It's not that that person is doing something to you, it's how you going about it, and you like, dang, I shouldn't have did it like that. And all it does is build more insecurity within yourself, because you didn't correct the first problem, but you're going to create more and more problems, and you didn't try to wiggle yourself out of it. That's why things are going like that. Nobody's doing that to you. Now you got to understand how they work. Now if this person making, you got to understand how you got to wiggle yourself out. And the best way to wiggle yourself out that situation is, first, you got to recognize the problem. It's like a math equation, okay? First you got to look at the problem. You got to understand the problem, okay? Once you understand the problem, then you have to break it down. Once you break it down, okay, you got to look at life like an equation, okay? I know it sounds like Einstein right now, but I'm saying, when you look at the problem, you break down the problem, and then you solve it piece by piece. And that's how you get your answer. But first, you got to recognize the problem, aka accountability. You got to see where the problem began. Once you see where the problem began, you can actually solve it with ease. Because once you solve the first problem, the next problem that come about is going to get easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. After a while, you don't even have to get another sheet of paper. You don't have to constantly keep trying to figure it out on something else. You don't have to look on somebody else's paper. Keep your eyes on your paper. And life is always going to be a test. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Recognize the problem. Break down the problem, which means analyze it. Once you analyze it, watch out, baby. Once you analyze it, okay, and you see, okay, this is how I need to break it down right here. Breaking down means seeing where you're wrong at, seeing where they could possibly be wrong at, seeing how they hurt you and how you hurt others. Once you have broken that down, solving the problem becomes easy. And how do you end it? With love. You know how when you put your name on the top of the paper, you feel proud? Like, yeah, I know I'm past this test. Because you love what you did. No matter what you go through in life, love it. Love what you did at the end. That's where balance come in at. Because when the smoke clears, you'll finally be able to see. Now I'm going to wrap this up, okay? I want y'all to stay blessed, and I love you. I had to go and take this up there because it was hurting so bad. I ain't gonna do like I did last time and get the breaking and doing my head and all that stuff. Yeah, secret. I'm gonna do that in secret.